So with all the controversy following Ezra Miller at the moment, a lot of people are actually speculating now that the Flash role that he has been playing since Justice League will be recast. Personally, I'm very open to that. I wasn't really a massive fan of him in Justice League, so I wouldn't mind seeing a new actor. So I said, you know what, here's some castings that if they were confirmed as the Flash, I really would not mind seeing any of these men play the Flash. Before I give my list, these are just a couple of honourable mentions I was kind of thinking that maybe could be, but wouldn't really be as likely, or wouldn't, compared to the other three who I actually would like to see. These are ones that maybe not. Now just remember, this is my own personal opinion. Your list is probably massively different than mine because there's so many actors out there who could play. These are people who are in the spotlight, who I couldn't really think of anyone who really isn't. There's a few here that aren't really in the spotlight anymore, so maybe they could come in and play the Flash. So a few honourable mentions. I do have Josh Hutcherson, I think his name is. I'm not really familiar with him. I've seen him in a few, like Journey to the Centre of the Earth, seen him in Bridge to Terabithia when I was younger, when he was a younger actor as well, so I'm not really familiar as him as really an adult actor. But when I told my girlfriend my list, she got really excited when she heard his name, because apparently he's really good in the Hunger Games movie. So apparently he is a decent actor. Maybe some people would enjoy him, so I said, you know what, I'll include him in my honourable mentions. I also have Taron Egerton. He's an actor who a lot of people want to see be a comic book hero. He's been Kingsman, which is a comic book property, and I just found him to be really quirky, and I actually really like him in the Kingsman franchise. So I said, personally, I think I would prefer him to be Wolverine. I think that's a casting I would like to see. But if he turned out to be the Flash, I wouldn't mind as well. I got Richard Madden, who, as I was writing the list, I thought of Richard Madden, and then I thought, you know what, I think he would be a better Batman, but I still wanted to include him in the list as maybe someone as the Flash I would not mind, but Batman would be someone I think he'd be really good at as well. Shia LaBeouf is an actor who at the moment he's kind of coming back in the limelight. He was kind of gone for a while, he's back again, and I've seen Peanut Butter Falcon, which I absolutely adored, so I'm really interested to see where his career goes next, and I just think he's a weird, quirky guy. He's very much kind of in a way that Ezra Miller is. So if they want to kind of continue on that kind of Flash, but just recast the actor, I think Shia LaBeouf would be a good person to come in and just kind of do what Ezra Miller did. And last one I have for honourable mentions is Jamie Bell, an actor who I'm not really that familiar with. Seen him in a few movies like Rocket Man and Fantastic. I thought he was good in both those movies. I think he's kind of a nice, quiet guy, and he's a guy who I can see being the Flash, and I wouldn't really mind seeing him as the Flash. So they are all my honourable mentions. So let's go on to my third probably favourite person who I would like to play the Flash. And coming in at number 3, someone who I don't imagine a lot of people would really consider. I actually have Chandler Riggs in The Walking Dead. He's not in The Walking Dead anymore. He's a 20-year-old man, so he's young enough where they can get a lot of movies out of him. And besides the Walking Dead community, a lot of people wouldn't really know the actor, so he could be a really new, fresh face for people to come in and just make him the Flash as well. In The Walking Dead, he did get a lot of controversy over saying like he's not really a good actor, but if you watch the last season and his last couple of episodes, I just thought he did a phenomenal job, and he's an actor who I'd love to see come back on the spotlight. I think as well, if you look at, like, I follow on Instagram, he puts these videos out, and he's a very likable guy, and I wouldn't mind seeing him play the Flash, because I don't know, if I see him in the suit, I just think it kind of works. I can't really put my finger on it. I think it's because maybe I just want to see Chandler Riggs on screen again. But I just think, personally, I think he would be a good Flash who, if they came out and said, Chandler Riggs is our new Flash, and we get a set photo of him in the suit, I really wouldn't mind, and I would actually like to see Chandler Riggs play the Flash. And coming in at number 2, I think is a really obvious choice. Of course, it is Grant Gustin. Everyone, when the first Flash movie was announced and they announced that it was not going to be Grant Gustin, I was one of those people who said, why not have Grant Gustin do it? He's such a good Flash. Of course, he never did. Ezra Miller played him, and I'm also one of those people who's actually fallen off the Flash. I haven't watched the Flash like week to week since season 3. I remember watching it, and at the end of that, I kind of gave up on the Flash. Season 4, I watched it when it was finished. I haven't even finished season 5, so I think we're on season 6 now, so I'm a season behind. But I do enjoy Grant Gustin as the Flash. I think he's a good guy, really likable guy. I follow him on Instagram as well, and he seems like a nice guy. I actually enjoy the whole cast in the Flash, but I think I gave up because it got overly dramatic. But I was thinking, if they keep the 2022 release date, that can bring them up. That's July 2022. The season finishes end of May, so that could bring them up season 8, finish it, and then finish the whole Flash franchise of the TV series off with a movie 2 months later. I just think that'd be a nice idea. It'd be an easy enough idea because they get 22 episodes done in a single year. I'm assuming they could do a movie in that time span, or even if they do a half season like they did with Arrow, to finish it off and then finish it off with a movie. I just think that would be great, and I imagine a lot of people would actually enjoy that, because I think the Flash's views are 1 million views per episode. But if you look at that compared to The Walking Dead, it's not much. But because of that, and a lot of people have a familiarity with the Flash because I think it did start off really well. So it's got a lot of people like Grant Gustin, a lot of people like him more than Ezra Miller. So I think if they kind of did a Flash movie, it would make a good bit of money, and I think a lot of people make a lot of people more happy with this kind of movie where it was meant to come out 2 years ago, I think. And no, I have lost really any kind of. I don't really imagine this movie will come out, but if it does, I think Grant Gustin would be a great way to get all the fans on board for this movie. And my number one actor who I would actually really like to see play the Flash is Andrew Garfield. When I googled actors between 20 and 30 because that's kind of the age demographic I was looking for. Andrew Garfield came up. He is 36, but as soon as I seen him, I'm like, yeah, he would be a great Flash. Of course, he played Spider-Man, who I did enjoy him as Spider-Man. But the idea of having him as Flash, I just think that works better than any of these. I think he works better than Ezra Miller. I think he would work better than Grant Gustin. I just seen his face. I'm like, yeah, he just looks like a guy who would do a great Flash. He did a great Spider-Man, and if you kind of like, they're very kind of similar characters in a way. They're kind of the same mannerisms. They kind of act the same. So I just think he would be a phenomenal Flash. I would love to see him in a suit. I'd love to see him run. I just think, and Andrew Garfield, everyone knows he is a phenomenal actor. I think the only problem is though, because he was done so dirty with Spider-Man, I think he might be a bit more reluctant to go back to a superhero franchise. But if you look at his other movies like The Social Network, you look at Hacksaw Ridge, he is just a phenomenal actor who I think will do great job with playing the Flash. And like Grant Gustin, I think it will bring a lot of fans back to the idea of having a Flash movie if they see the likes of Andrew Garfield as playing the Flash. I just think that is another casting that will not only bring the fans back, but personally, I think he'd be the best casting as to play the Flash. But also, I think he's probably of all three of these, I think he might be the least likely to play the Flash in the Flash movie. So that's my opinion on 3 actors and a few honourable mentions of who I would like to see play the Flash in the first Flash solo movie. Let me know if you actually agree with any of mine or any of them that I've actually brought up that you would never actually have even considered to play the Flash. Also, if I haven't considered someone or haven't mentioned someone, let me know who you would think that I haven't mentioned in the comments down below of who would be a good Flash. I'd like to hear other people's opinion on this because I found this kind of a hard list to make because I couldn't think of many people who I could see play the Flash. So let me know your thoughts, and if you like this video, click that subscribe button so you can come back next time I ever do a video like this. I've got no plans to do a video like this again, but if you want to see a video, I got movie reviews, I got rankings, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see all that kind of stuff, make sure to click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.